I love it.
All right, here you go, Ant. I like this story a lot. It was in the Daily News today. Doc busted in patient sex rap. Pretty much every day there's one of these in the paper.
Guys that just can't control themselves.
A Manhattan plastic surgeon has been busted for molesting a patient who asked him to remove a scar from her lip. So this lady goes in, she's got a scar on her lip. The plastic surgeon's looking at the scar, right?
Sure.
Okay. The woman told cops Smith was examining her lip when he suddenly lifted her sweater and began fondling her breasts.
Wow. What's his name?
Dr. Smith.
You will be molested.
Oh, you know, I didn't even make that.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Yes, come to Dr. Smith. I'll feel your boobies. I can't take it anymore.
She must have had a really nice set.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't even like a gynecologist or, you know what I mean?
A dentist, she's out under anesthesia and you sneak a little feel.
Right.
This guy's she's talking about a lip. There's no way you could make a mistake.
You can't, there's no connection between the lip and her boobs in any way, but the guy just lost his mind.
Miss, I do see this scar. We could take care of this with some minor...
I gotta feel those tits.
Right.
He just lost his mind right there. I gotta touch those.
Just starts tuning in Tokyo.
Yeah. Oh.
Those are great tips to make you toss out 8 years of medical school.
That's it. You gotta feel them.
They must have been a great set.
And he's probably in his head like, I gotta fix her lip. How could I touch her tits, though? and explain to her that it's because of the lip. You know, there's a nerve connection between the lip and the breast area. I must check this out. Please look at that lip. Come here closer. Closer, my dear. Yes. Well, that looks like a simple operation. That could be fixed with... Oh, I must grab your titties! Tweak those nipples! Wow! Your bosoms are as smooth as young William's bottom. Yes, but William's bottom doesn't have those pesky nipples in the way. Those are such a turn-off. Just hold your bosoms together, cover your nipples, and speak like a young boy. Yes, like Opie did at AAF. Talk like that.
All right. So, yeah, a Manhattan plastic surgeon has been busted for molesting a patient who asked him to remove a scar from her lip.
Medical school, schmedical school.
This actually gets better. The woman told cops Smith was examining her lip, when he suddenly lifted her sweater and began fondling her breasts. The woman also claims Smith tried to remove her pants and thrust his body against hers.
I was protecting her. There was a creature coming toward the Jupiter 2.
Wow.
My gyration scared him away.
What a horn dog, man.
That guy just couldn't take it.
He just lost his mind.
He couldn't. Little Jimmy doesn't do that.
No, especially not with pants. A skirt you can just lift up and jump on, but how do you unbutton and unzip pants?
What is wrong with this guy?
Pants down.
He's looking at the lip. All of a sudden, he just pulls her sweater up, starts fondling her boobs, and then tries to rip her pants down. This is a doctor.
And me and a friend held a rock over her head, made her give us oral favors. Woo!
All right, and then it continues. But in a secretly taped phone call after the incident, Smith told the woman he had a good excuse for the surprise exam.
I gave her a choice. Sit on the sticker bushes or let me touch your boobies. She opted for the sticker bushes. Woo!
His excuse? He wanted to see if she had enough sensation for him to give her a tummy tuck if she wished it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You might have to give her a tummy tuck, so rip her pants off and start humping her like a monkey. What an animal. That's great.
You know,
that is just some guy who couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, you know, you gotta sympathize with the guy. Sometimes you just look and go, I gotta touch that. I gotta touch that. And I don't know what steps in that keeps you from doing it, but somehow it didn't step in for him.
This story made me laugh all morning. Another story, Anthony. I think this is a sucks to be you story.
Yeah? We have one of those? Finally?
We haven't done a sucks to be you.
There's Unlucky Lottery and Sucks to Be You.
Which we think is... No, I guess it's not really the same thing, but it gets kind of confusing at times.
It is very confusing. I consider the Unlucky Lottery something that the odds of it happening are 1 in a billion, trillion, gazillion. And instead of winning the lottery, which are the same odds,
this happens to you. A prime example is you're driving down the New York Thruway, and a boulder that probably had been perched on a hillside looking at dinosaurs decides when you're passing to roll down and crush your car and kill you. That is unlucky lottery.
But it
also sucks to be you if you're in that situation.
Right.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that every sucks to be you is also an unlucky lottery. The sucks to be you is something that happens that just sucks to be you. That guy that walked into the pizza place and got in a fight with the sister, and that big fat guy comes over and punches him as hard as he can in the face, that sucks to be you. Right. Is it unlucky lottery? No, it could probably happen 20 times in that same pizza place.
The odds of a black guy acting violent, that's, 2 to 1. Not exactly lottery odds.
Oh, my goodness.
Jesus.
So that's the distinction. This, I believe, is a sucks to be you because really the odds of it happening, though not very low, aren't all that high.
All right.
She's an old bag. Her skin is probably like silly putty anyway.
92-year-old woman impaled on faucet and saved.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Uh-huh. Here, Lee Majors was impaled on a faucet. Powerful. Well, what are you going to do? Eggnog came out of his junk. Well.
This is pretty whacked, man. For more than 6 hours yesterday, a 92-year-old Harlem woman banged on the walls and desperately screamed for help after she was impaled on a bathtub faucet.
Didn't she have a life call? I owe my life to it.
How are you impaled on a
commercial?
How are you impaled on a bathtub faucet?
I don't know. It was one of those, as I could see, it's one of those oldie time faucets where you turn it and there's like 4 kind of prongs
Gotcha.
on there, and one of them is facing up, and she fell, and her back hit it, and it kind of hung her up on a meat hook.
I was thinking hiney hole.
Wow.
I was thinking hiney hole.
I don't know if I look more for her or the poor faucet to be stuck into a 92-year-old asshole.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think of that.
Might have brought back some nice memories for her.
Jesus. She remembers when the doughboys left for Europe.
Well, we don't prep for the show, so let's read on and see where it was impaled.
All right.
Between noon and about 6 p.m., residents ignored the noise. You got an old bag yelling and screaming and banging, and your neighbors are ignoring you?
Old senile woman. She yells that every day.
They ignored the noise, thinking someone was working on the plumbing at address here, blah, blah, blah. 2 neighbors finally used a key to get into the 8th floor apartment and found Thelma Riley naked.
Thelma.
With a 4-pronged, very good, Anthony, metal faucet knob stuck in her lower back.
Lower back. Could have been right at the tailbone or something. Oh, Jesus. Ow. Ah. Old broad trying to take a bath by herself at 92. Stop it.
Exactly.
They're always falling over. Oh.
Yeah, throw that in there. So,
old pretzel bones.
Yeah. You don't need to take a bath. Just rinse your twat out with the water out of a Sarkist can. A Sarkist.
Sarkist?
What the?
Oh. Are you being sarcastic?
As soon as I said it, I realized I haven't had tuna fish in years. I don't remember this name.
Sarkist.
What is that?
Yes, I prefer clicking of the sea.
Oh. Well, that's track 4, though.
Yeah, that's what you want.
What is that?
I want the whole thing.
The whole thing?
We don't have the whole thing?
This is the whole Larry King thing, yeah.
The whole what?
Larry King.
No, I don't want the Larry King.
No, Opie wants...
I showed it to you. You said, okay.
Opie wants Motley Crue on Regis.
On Regis. Oh, you're still working on that?
Opie wants that.
Oh, yeah. Motley Crue. All right, no worries. So, she was lucky. It's a good thing she didn't bleed out, the fire guy said.
Bleed out?
Mm-hmm. She slipped and fell while taking a shower. Yeah.
How many hours was she sitting there?
6.
6 hours with a faucet knob in your back. 92.
Just stand up.
Just stand up. They have no energy, the old
lazy
folks.
old bitch.
Lazy?
Rather just sit there and hang like the guy in Goodfellas. Who's the one who found the meat truck? The one who wanted the car to warm up?
Yeah. Carboni or something?
Yeah. Put the coffee. Put the coffee back, that guy.
Yeah.
All frozen.
Hanging there all frozen. There she is for 6 hours, impaled on a faucet knob.
Firefighters covered Riley in a sheet and placed her on a gurney in the hallway. She was taken to Harlem Hospital with the knob still in her back.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean they had to take the knob?
Yeah, they had to
disconnect the knob?
Yeah, they had to take bolt cutters or whatever and remove the knob, and then it was still in her back. She's naked, and they had to bring her to the hospital that way.
That is truly a shining moment. I mean, but the movie, Shining.
You missed the part where the fireman couldn't take it, and he just grabbed her tits, and since her pants were already off, he just humped her.
Jesus.
You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. We're going to get a thing in here to pull this knob off the... I gotta feel those tits! Whoa.
That's exactly what went through that doctor's mind, though.
Lost his mind.
Imagine it's just like it's just another day at the office. All of a sudden, I gotta feel those tits.
Right. He's probably sitting there going through appointment after appointment, looking in the book, going, "Anybody wants a tit job today so I can just feel up a girl? Anyone? No. What do we got? Foot? Got a problem with a foot? I got a facelift. I got a scar on a lip. And all day he's waiting for the tits to come in, and they just don't.
Right.
Last appointment of the day, it's her lip. He's looking, going, I gotta feel tits today. Up goes the shirt. Gotta feel.
And then he's trying to pull her pants down and hump her.
Figured he was screwed at that point anyway. You know, he's losing his license. His career's over.
Good point,
Why not
Anthony?
go for the gusto?
If he's married, his marriage is over.
Yeah.
Why not, right? What is this story, Anthony?
This is a cute story. This is a real go-getter. A man is facing charges after police say they pulled him from a tank under a woman's toilet that was filled with human waste.
Wait a minute.
Does Jimmy have his paper?
Oh, is it mixed in with my pile here? I'm sorry. I just was trying to follow along.
That's okay, because sometimes you just get scared.
No, you know what it is? When Anthony's reading and I see you looking down, I get shy.
Right. You want to read along.
Because I'm afraid to ask.
So apparently this guy was in a portable John.
Is he a
portable
perv, obviously?
Toilet. No,
he's an inspector.
no, that's the best place to conduct business.
He's looking for colon cancer.
This guy's dedicated to his perversion.
What a classic.
Eagerly awaiting the arrival of Pat Battle.
Teenage, they'll make her stand down there. But I don't want to. This is a new pantsuit. Stand down there, you reporter.
Holy
Wait, this is the greatest. Teenager reports seeing man's face in toilet. It's funny.
So a teenage girl goes there to take a dump or a leak or something.
A leak?
And she looks down, and there's a man's face.
She looks down between her legs,
Yeah,
probably?
deep in the toilet.
Like you like to do?
And here's the beauty. Police said Gary Moody was under a log cabin outhouse. How appropriate. Where was he, in Shittown? Assholeville, USA?
Albany.
A log cabin. He was building a log cabin on his face.
Gary Moody, 45.
She saw Moody's face staring back at her from the hole. Moody was hosed off before police cuffed him.
All right, wait.
Oh, Moody is a boob.
Yeah, we treated him as if he were hazardous material. Hikers use the outhouse, I guess. And police said they don't know how long Moody was in the tank. But they said the door to it was locked, which means he must have gone in through the toilet. How do you do that?
Well,
there's probably a cleaning area, like maybe a hatch where you would suck the shit out. And he went in through there. That is dedication to the female ass.
But, like, wouldn't you think when someone's walking in to not look up?
That is so sick.
Fucking Moody, what happened? Ever since Clifford Peach beat him up.
Moody!
Leave him alone, Moody!
They're saying he must have gone in through the toilet. The actual toilet.
Oh, is that what he said?
Well, maybe he was a thinner guy there.
Oh, gone in through, like crawled into the toilet bowl.
Yeah. Some of those
got in that
outhouses
way.
and stuff, it's a bigger hole, man. I hate shitting in those things.
They're awful.
Your shit just falls for 10 feet, and then you hear, like...
A thud.
Not
that familiar happy splash.
Right.
When you were at Woodstock 94, we had comedians perform with the little tents. We had to use outhouses sometimes. and the shit had piled so high it was like almost to the tippy top of the
As
bowl.
an elephant's high.
Are you kidding?
No, so I'd sit in it, and it would like hit my cheeks.
Stop it.
No, I'm kidding. But
Of course you are.
I would. There's a fine photo of me eating stew off a plate, hanging outside of an outhouse, and my friend Michael Dinester was standing with his pants down, with his ass cheeks. I have a great photo, and people were coming back. They really thought I was eating shit because I was on drugs. This Moody, can somebody from this office try to get this guy on the phone? For the love of God, can we try to get him on the phone?
Police said they don't know how long Moody was in the tank, but they said the door to it was locked, which means he must have gone in through the toilet.
I don't understand that.
This is the best line.
He lowered himself.
They said they don't know why he was there.
He had to see that ass. I gotta see the ass. He just wants to see a girl's ass, and he's willing to lay in shit and piss.
Standing knee deep in shit, or he's got to be
had to be laying down.
Oh, God.
You can't stand up in there.
Wait a minute. The porta potty, you could probably kneel.
You think?
I don't know.
If she saw his face, which was looking up, you would have to be. I don't know. I think he was laying on his back.
You think he's just whacking and puking at the same time? Puking because of the smell and whacking and...
Flies on his face?
Right.
Oh, that is foul. When that happens, you know what they should do? They should look at him down there and just fire bullets into the toilet.
Yeah.
Right.
Pull him out by his ankles dead.
Or, you know what? Keep him in there and make all the, troopers take a big hairy shit one after another. All right, boy, you like ass? Well, here you go.
That's right.
Line them up.
Get some sushi and then send Ben in there.
Hog would be hitting him in the head. That's a lovely story.
How do you explain to your family when your name winds up in the paper?
You're 45 years old. It's not like a kid with a little prank.
What you were doing in the toilet.
Yeah. You were in the toilet.
The toilet.
Yeah. How does that come up at Thanksgiving when you sit down and you're sitting with your family? Oh, remember the time you were caught in the toilet?
All right. In honor of Marcia calling in, someone suggested this actually. It's not a bad idea to play the Marcia Brady song from our Demented World CD, Anthony.
Right.
How do you... This guy was laying... Oh, you know what? It was a woman's toilet, too, so it must have been like was it a rest area or something? No, in a log cabin. It wasn't like it could be a men's room or a woman's room. It was a...
Hikers use it, yes.
Hikers,
so it's probably a ladies'
there.
room.
It's out there on the trail.
Awful berry hiker dump.
Ooh, just berry granola and water
filled with twigs.
Dude, we might have a connection. All right.
Yeah.
We found his number.
Really? Give the man a call.
Lots going on today on the program.
Oh, yes.
I said lots going on.
I found a fun story.
You did?
Yeah.
It's not the Animal Farm again in Seattle.
No, but it's close. It is yet another bestiality story, which I personally love. I search these things out.
You love bestiality?
I like the stories. They're sick and twisted.
You said you personally love.
I personally love. I'm going to listen to the replay now and see what I just said, because I don't even remember if I just hung myself or not.
It could have been taken a couple different ways.
I meant it the way that means I'm not fucking animals.
You love bestiality news stories.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
They're entertaining and fun to read. Because I don't care. If you're reading them, you will picture the act in your head. Won't you? Would you? Like when that guy had sex with the horse.
Well, the horse had sex with the guy.
Well, at first we thought the guy was having sex with the horse. We assumed he was screwing the horse, and that's the little picture I had in my head. And then it got worse when we found out the next day that he had actually gotten under the horse and let the horse have sex with him, and that's what killed him. And then if you picture that, I don't know, it gets a little more detailed in your little picture in your mind. It's a horrific thing.
By the way, that is a true story, right?
Yeah, that's not one of those urban legends.
I'm still suspicious, but it just
like,
sounds crazy.
In retrospect, lighting the match.
Right. It just sounds crazy. There was a farm somewhere where guys could go. Is it just guys? Are girls going there?
I'd assume this is something probably guys are doing.
Why?
Anytime you see a girl having sex with an animal, it's usually because she's doing it for crack or for a video that ends up on the internet.
Why is it that the guys are all the perverts, by the way? You never hear.
No.
Every time one of these crazy stories hits the news, it's never a female.
I think it's because chicks can pretty much get laid anytime they want, even beastly ones, even weird ones. It doesn't matter. If they go out somewhere, they can get laid that night. legit, without having to, pull out a gun or force somebody with a roofie or something. So if they're a little kinky or crazy or horned up, they can do that. A guy can go years without having sex because they're weird or, gruesome or something. So they got to figure out alternative methods. Do you think if there was a girl in a wheelchair, like Wheelchair Fred, she would have had to have changed sexuality?
No, of course not.
There would be a guy. She would be able to roll in and find a guy that night to throw her up on a bed and have sex with her.
We're cursed with sperm just being produced every second of the day.
It's just
the level just
building
slowly
and
but
building.
surely goes up every day.
Every day. And you got to blow off that steam.
And eventually you just got to blow snot, man, no matter what.
And I guess jacking it for these guys pretty much does it, but after years and years of jacking it, you got to go, hey, I need a little something extra here. Maybe a horse. I don't think you go right to a horse. I would assume you'd probably start out with smaller animals.
You got to think
Work
the guy
yourself
that
up.
got caught, well, he died from it. You
Yeah.
got to think he might have started with dogs or something, right?
A dog just kind of on all fours in his apartment, letting old Rover go at him.
And the poor dogs. You see a male dog, you think, looks like the little fella's hung. But then when he gets excited and that little red lipstick thing pops out, it's like, oh, God cursed you.
That's
Didn't
horrible.
He? Didn't he?
And guys, I guess it's a way of blowing off that steam without raping or something. And
all right, so the horse story you're still saying is true.
I think it's true. It sounds reasonable.
It's been reported as true.
It's being reported as true. No one's called it yet. I looked on Snopes. It hasn't come up as urban legend. So
I'm just waiting for that news tease.
do you think the regular network news will ever carry that story?
No, of course
No
not.
way they can do it. They would probably present it like we were presented with the story the first day, so you didn't know what was going on.
You're going to be shocked what your petting zoo is being used for after hours. Dun, 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 tonight at 11.
A kinky Seattle farm used for sex. We'll tell you about it. Sexually abused dog finds a home. Now, this makes me a little suspect. Blind man charged with misdemeanor. Lucky the guide dog. The dog's name is Lucky, which leads me to believe perhaps it's a little fake. Was allegedly sexually abused by his blind master, but he has a new permanent home. Stacy Cintron, 22, recent graduate of Florida State University, has adopted the 70-pound yellow lab, they said Monday. Lucky will be going to Athens, Georgia with Stacy later in the week. I guess this guy, he's blind, has a guide dog. The dog is doing the guy a favor.
Of course.
This dog went through all the training. He's saving this guy's life on a daily basis at street crossings. He does that thing where they stop so the guy knows that the curb is there. Helps him out walking through doorways. And this guy's taking his guide dog home and fucking it.
Jesus.
What an ingrate.
What an ass.
But this seems like a guy who's probably having problems getting women. I would think. If you're screwing your guide dog, I could say you're having problems getting women. So he was brought up on charges. I don't know. They don't say how he was caught. I guess he couldn't see if anyone was coming or where he was.
Jesus, there's the obvious answer.
You're in the subway. Hey, now's a good time.
It's in the middle of the mall.
You don't know where you are. I thought I was in my room.
He paced it off thinking he was back in his bedroom, but he's in
He's in the living room with company.
He's in the middle of the Gap. He has no idea.
Where did I start pacing?
Well, maybe
I thought I was home.
Maybe the dog is smarter than you think, Ant.
Yeah.
Maybe this was going on behind closed doors, and the dog is like, all right, I know where this guy wants me to take him.
Oh, my
Well,
God.
I'm going to take him to the food court in the
Take
middle
me
of
to the
mall.
bedroom, boy.
Right.
Let's go to the bedroom, boy.
Right.
Bedroom, huh?
Bedroom? Yeah, I'll show you the
Go
bedroom.
to the Gap.
Next thing you know, he's naked with the dog in the middle of the mall.
Pulls his pants down and starts. Yeah, so, however it happened, he did get caught. He got arrested. But, again, another state, Florida, has no law prohibiting sex with animals.
Yeah.
I did not know this. Washington State so far and Florida, no law against sex with animals, but they find a way to charge you with something. He was charged with disorderly conduct. Now, what would that lead you to believe? That it was in some public place?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Can you be charged with disorderly conduct in your house?
No, I don't think
doing
so.
something that isn't illegal?
That's got to be in a park or something, no?
Yeah. According to a court document in the Tallahassee Democrat's initial story about the arrest, Lucky's whereabouts could not be confirmed. Breach of the peace by engaging in sexual activity with a guide dog. That's what he was charged with. Disorderly conduct, specifically a breach of the peace. And they arrested him, but he's probably going to get off on this one. That whole gag. He's probably going to get off, but he gave up the dog in the meantime. I guess a lot of pressure from the community there. And this girl adopted him, and now he's got a nice little life. She said when she put the leash on him and went to take him away, he seemed like a puppy, even though he's 9 years old. He seemed so sad at first, but as soon as I got the leash on, he was excited and bouncy and ready to get out of there. No shit. So that's Lucky the guide dog. Happy ending for Lucky.
And Eric just handed this to me. Bizarre News Sweden reports increase in animal assaults, Anthony. How bizarre. The Swedish Animal Protection Agency fears animal sex abuse in the country is on the increase. More than 200 animals, mostly horses, have been sexually molested since the 70s, according to the country's first official report into bestiality. In all, 209 cases of animal sex have been reported in the past 40 years, including 17 cases with cattle, 18 with dogs, and more than 160 with horses.
Well, when they do take that dump, and that asshole kind of puckers and moves around a little bit, oof, it's hot.
Gets you thinking, right? The Society also discovered that most cases occurred after 2000, but researchers aren't sure whether people have become more likely to abuse animals or just more likely to report it. More likely to report it.
Yeah. How far
I don't know if we can get this in, but there was a teacher that was suspended for using the N-word. It's a story that's happening today.
What? What teacher?
Discussing.
It was the old NIGGA version. So he thought he was okay.
Now there's two versions. I'm going to tell you how phony white people are, and this is what y'all going to do to yourselves. Because black people never do it. You do it to yourselves. The N-word itself is going to be something you're not going to be able to say soon. That's how much is, hey, man, you know, you hear
Howard
the
Stern?
What? No, why, did you say that?
Yeah, it goes back to the whole thing.
Oh, but I'm just saying, watch. It's like it's so fucking...
All right, here we go.
That's going to turn into a taboo word.
We're running out of show, so let's listen to this real fast.
Well, it is a word that evokes many emotions in people. It's a derogatory racial remark that has divided people for many years.
And a Jefferson County high school teacher has now received the longest suspension on record for calling a student the N-word. WHAS 11's defender Renee Murphy investigates what happened and why in this story you'll only see on 11. Go.
Valley Traditional High School is in the middle of a racial controversy right now. A teacher used the N-word towards a student. The word is only 6 letters long, but the impact is far-reaching. And we do want to warn you that some of the language in this story is strong. It may offend you. It may offend some other people. But since the story is not just about the N-word, it's also about the teacher's intent and definition of the word, we have decided to leave it in the story for you to decide.
So
Here we go.
What did he say specifically to you?
Sit down, nigga.
Keyshawn Chambers is a freshman at Valley High School, a Boy Scout, a football player, a member of the ROTC, an honor roll student. He was hanging around his teacher's classroom door in December. The teacher told him to sit down, and the teacher says that Keyshawn used the N-word first.
And I just kind of was stunned a second. Well, then get away from the door, nigga. And I repeated the same insult because that's sort of what I've been trained to do.
What?
Wow.
What happened?
Is the teacher black or white?
He sounds blackish, though. There's a little black
I
in that
can't
voice.
tell. I cannot tell.
Black or white?
White guy.
He's a white guy.
Okay.
He's finished.
We're running out of show. I got another clip here to get to.
Why is this word used so frequently? So I just don't understand it. And I'm trying to understand it. I need help. Yes, I use nigga. I've used it. I admit it. I put the H on it to emphasize it's nigga. You know, nigga this, nigga please, nigga. Can you lend a nigga a pencil?
Can you get a nigga a job? Because this guy is gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna hire him. He's a genius.
This guy is gone.
Yo, give a nigga his walking papers.
One more short clip here.
Dawson was suspended for 10 days without pay from January 9th to January 23rd, and he has to go to diversity training. He says that he learned from this experience and hopes that others think twice before using the N-word.
I will never say any form of nigga. I'm cured of that.
Paul Dawson says that he is sorry for the way things were handled, but Keyshawn says that he is not looking for any apologies.
Apologizing is going to change the fact that it happened and he's not been punished.
Oh, shut up.
Leave him alone.
And punishment in your mind is?
Not having this job anymore.
Oh,
yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, fire that hunter.
You're right.
If
Fire
it was
50
a black
Cent and everybody
teacher,
else.
it wouldn't even be an issue. It
we can
happens
call you
every
crackers.
day.
We can call little white teachers can call. Black teachers call white kids
It's
crackers.
different, though. It's different.
Yeah,
Sit
without getting
down.
in trouble. Sit down, cracker.
hunter. Sit your crack ass down. Really? Black teachers say
First
that?
of all, the white kid should have been in a better school district.
Absolutely.
Secondly, he wouldn't care.
Man charged with having sex with 92-year-old woman's corpse.
That is a great little story. Unfortunately, not many details, because I really want to hear all the ins and outs of that story.
Probably more fun than when she was alive. At least you don't have to hear the stories. It looks the same, it smells the same, and you don't have to hear about what her grandchildren are doing in college. Really? How much was bread when you were 5?
Yeah, great. School, one room schoolhouse, you say?
Yeah.
What else?
They weren't even allowed to vote, huh?
That is just one of those stories. What the hell does the family think or do?
I don't know.
Is there with your grandma?
This is what we got on that one. A man employed by hospitals in Teaneck and Summit, of course he works at a hospital, has been charged with having sex with a 92-year-old woman's corpse at the Teaneck facility. Lab technician Anthony Marino,
good name,
or Marino, 24 Manhattan, was arrested Sunday morning after security personnel at Holy Name Hospital observed him engaging in sexual activity with the body in the hospital morgue. What the F?
In the morgue.
I could see if it was Anna Nicole 10 minutes after she kicked off. You're almost obligated to jump on just to brag to your friends. You know, wave at everybody.
92 years
Take a
old.
picture. Yeah. Take a picture of yourself. Hey.
This is disgusting. He was charged with desecrating human remains.
It's a crime, huh?
He's required to submit to a psychological evaluation and is being held on $400,000 bail.
That's a lot of bail for that crime. I'm not saying it isn't a completely sick thing to do, but desecration of the dead, I don't think it should warrant $400,000.
No?
No, what's he going to do?
All right.
Exactly. What else do you do at 92-year-olds?
Yeah.
See, why not let somebody get some enjoyment out of it? She's going right into the ground anyway. Why not give somebody a last hurrah?
Oh, she's probably for the past friggin' 30 years just been doling out misery to everybody. Just a burden in the old home.
30 years? Why do you think 62's old? You got your numbers all messed up, man.
Well, I did. I meant 20 years.
Oh, 20. Well, 72's not even that old these days.
Well, it's 72 could be. She could be insane by 72.
Nah.
Some people are very completely have their wits about them and healthy at 72. Other people, they're already in the home going, help!
Not many.
Help!
Not many.
No?
Nah, it gets a lot older than that in those homes.
Yeah?
Yeah, Mommy was in one of those for a while.
Really?
Recovering from a horrific car accident.
And you saw a lot of old people in there?
Yeah, and they weren't in their 70s.
Really, like 90s?
90s, people celebrating their 100th birthday with just one.
It's got to be a treat.
With one great-grandson and a birthday cake. How depressing.
What do? They don't put 100 candles on, right?
No,
just put that big 100.
Yeah, one giant candle that says 100 on it.
Big. Ought to be a Roman candle pointed at her. Unlike the 90-year-old woman at the morgue that got the Roman war helmet.
Hey, remember a little while ago we were talking about that 92-year-old dead lady?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not the sickest story of the day.
Can't be. Come on.
Not the sickest story of the day. Thanks to Danny, he found this gem. This lovely gem.
Tonight there is a bizarre story out of Citrus County. A man is in jail for trying to get another man help him commit murder. But investigators end up finding out something even more shocking. They say the suspect wanted to have sex with a corpse. Fox 13's Jim Hill reports.
The bizarre plot started to unfold inside this house. Citrus County deputies say Kevin Wade Daly was behind it. He's accused of trying to recruit someone to commit murder. But detectives say even more shocking was Daly's motive.
Homosexual necrophilia is what the purpose was. There were going to be sex acts committed on a male corpse.
Homosexual necrophilia.
How do you?
That'd be a great band name.
Oh,
wow.
What?
As you said that, I was thinking that would be a good band name. That's creepy.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah, but
no, that's really just creepy.
Yeah, so do gay people apparently. How did that come out, by the way? Like, at what point did the other guy bail out? When he goes, "Look, I'd like you to help me kill this guy," and he went, "All right, so I can have sex with him." No.
Investigators say Daly even revealed that his intended victim was a man from Homosassa who was doing construction work in his neighborhood.
He actually came up with his name and his place of business and actually called the man's place of business on the prospect of saying what a good job he had done.
Daly's neighbors couldn't believe it.
It's scary.
I can't believe it.
Daughter here too.
I was glad that he didn't get to really know him on a personal level to invite him into our home.
They're thankful he's behind bars.
He could have murdered me over there in his backyard.
We can sleep a lot easier knowing that he's
your old woman.
Yeah, what?
I'm glad he's going to feast. I mean, we don't need that kind of. Whew, that's scary. Real scary.
Don't need that kind of tooth.
Don't need that kind of neighbor.
What makes you think you're going to get a guy to help you do that?
That's a good question, Jimmy.
I don't know. There was a story a while ago about 3 friends, and one guy looked in the obituary and he saw a cheerleader or one of the girls that he knew. Yeah, she died in a motorcycle accident, and he got 2 of his friends to help dig her up because he wanted to have sex with her. And he told his friends, "Look, I want to dig her up to have sex with her." And they started digging, and the cops showed up. And then the friends, quickly ratted him out. "Hey, it's not me.
Idea.
I was just digging. He's the one that wanted to have sex with her."
Which one? It was the naked guy with the condom and the shovel. The man's just nude. He's got no pants, just socks and a shovel.
Eagerly awaiting the creaky opening of the casket.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They're trying to crack the casket open. He's warming up over there. Ooh, it's cold. This never works in the cold. Looks like a mushroom cap.
It's a hell of a friend, though. It's going to help you with your fantasy.
Fluffing with a dead possum. That's disgusting. I don't know. There would be something really, really creepy about that. I know that kind of sounds obvious, but when you really think about it, you don't even want to be in the same room as a dead person. There's just some kind of weird vibe they give off, And then you think of hopping aboard.
I think in the last couple of wakes I've gone to, one was an uncle, so that wouldn't count. But one was a female friend, and I just can't imagine looking at a body and thinking I can't.
And that's where,
How do, especially one that's already been buried. And I'm not saying that I can get it in the coroner's office, but at least if he hasn't sliced her open yet, maybe if someone died, they don't get sliced open.
Yeah, that's why I think these people that work in that line of work, they just kind of get desensitized to it, and they kind of go into it maybe for that, and then after a while they work up the nerve because they're desensitized. It's not a body like we think of. Oh my God, it's a product to them.
Sure.
It's something to move from an upstairs room to the morgue, and then before you slide it in that cold refrigerator, you knock off a little piece.
All right, prop it up, and everybody says Hail Marys next to it. You throw it in the dirt.
Citing an anonymous source, ESPN is reporting that Brady's positive test resulted from taking supplements. His A sample came back positive last week, and per the drug policy, Brady exercised the right to have his B sample tested on Monday. A league source told ESPN that Brady is likely to appeal the suspension. But, this one just coming in. Tom Brady suspended for 4 games in the middle of one of their best seasons.
Undefeated season.
Undefeated. Unbelievable.
As soon as we get more info, we'll pass that along to you. Also, out of Hollywood, Pat Sajak, car accident.
Yeah, looking,
That's all we know so far. They are saying they're trying to save his leg.
looking a little more grim
I guess
as they get more news in.
I guess he's in surgery right now, and they're trying to save his leg.
Yeah.
As opposed to just getting him a chair in that stupid show.
You don't like that show anymore, Jimmy?
I like it.
I like how Vanna just kind of like touches letters now. She doesn't even turn them over.
Yeah.
Her job has been taken away, but she still stands there looking all goofy.
And yet, a true hero like Zoe Koplitz is being...
What?
Zoe Koplitz.
What?
Just... I'm sorry, Koplowitz.
Oh, yeah, the marathon.
Koplowitz.
I think they know Zoe in Boston as well, for all the people listening on BCN, because I think she runs the Boston... I think she slowly walks the Boston Marathon as well. New York City Marathon, of course, ended about 2.5 days ago. Oh, but not for Zoe.
No.
Not for Zoe. You go, Zoe. You go, girl. You bring us all up. Can I get some officer and gentleman for Zoe?
Her time was 28 hours, 45 minutes.
What?
She has MS. She has MS, and
this is her 20th New York City Marathon, by the way.
Yeah, correct.
Can I just jump in here?
Yes.
Jimmy and I were talking about this during the break. We both hate Zoe Koplowitz. There's no reason to hate her. She has MS. She's got crutches. And every year she decides that she's going to be the last person across the finish line at the New York City Marathon. They actually have to keep the finish line up a good day and a half more than they want to because Zoe is still on the course.
Be last.
And I know it's wrong to hate someone with MS. I understand that. But I can't help it. I hate this woman.
I'll tell you why. Because she has a fat head. There's something about her head. It's enraging. It's her head.
Big Fred Flintstone head.
And she's a slowpoke. I don't like. No one likes
slowpoke.
No one likes a slowpoke.
I think she's an attention seeker, and that's why it bothers me. You see these inspirational stories during sporting events where the guy that lost both his legs. I guarantee there was a guy in the New York City Marathon lost both his legs fighting for this country in Iraq, and you don't see that in the paper today. Zoe gets all the attention. I think that's why it bothers me. I think if you do it one time, you got the MS, and you decide, I'm going to do something special. I'm going to walk the New York City Marathon. Should be an inspiration for a lot of people that have MS out there. I'm with you. I'm still with you right there.
Mm-hmm.
But year after year after year, I have no doubt in my mind that she is probably slowing down during the race because she knows there's people behind her because she has to be last.
Has to be last.
Congratulations, Zoe. You lost again. Congratulations.
When I would rather read about the guys, that, 2 fake legs running the New York City Marathon, something horrific happened to them over there in Iraq and decide this is what I'm going to do to show people what you can accomplish with the fake limbs and stuff, even after a horrific tragedy.
Stupid Zoe.
I don't like this woman, and I know it is just not PC, but she bothers me every year. I saw her on the news, and the newscasters, they make believe they don't even know the woman. You know who she is. You know this happens every year. Why doesn't someone do a story on the fact that she does this every year?
Here's why I hate her. I just figured it out.
Yeah.
She looks like the lady in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles who worked at the auto counter. Oh, Mary, you're a stitch.
She's on the phone.
Gobble, gobble.
She's on the phone as Steve Martin is trying to get a flight, right?
Yeah, you can't like her face.
God, she looks just like her.
She looks like 3 different Chris Farley characters.
Yeah.
Fat face and that dumb, awful wig do.
And she looks like she should twist her ears and take her head off, and Arnold Schwarzenegger should be under there.
2 weeks. How long did it take to run the marathon? 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Let's go to Brian in North Carolina. Brian.
Hey, what's up, Opie?
Hey, Brian.
My aunt has MS, and no, it's not going to go the way you think it is. I believe you should hate this woman because I remember as a little kid.
Wait, time out. You got me good because it says Mom has MS. Opie is wrong about hating this woman.
Yeah, well, no, you should hate this woman is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Before I called, you said, you shouldn't hate this woman, but you do, My aunt has MS. When we were younger, my mother used to let her drive us around. It was insane. I don't know how she even drove. She didn't have those controls on the steering wheel or nothing like that. she used to just pick up her knee and put it on the gas pedal. It was insane. I thought we were going to all die. You know, I mean, and my aunt is just I don't know if you can still use this word. Douche?
Yeah, douche you can.
Yeah.
And especially for your aunt.
Cool.
She can only slow down and hit the brakes if something really slow is moving. Like if a yak was on its hands and knees crawling, she could avoid it.
Hands.
Yeah.
Yak hands?
Yes.
Look, I'll be the first.
Delicacy.
I'll be the first to admit that this is wrong to hate a woman like this, but I just do. We don't mind showing you the ugly side of our personalities on this radio show. She bothers me every year with her crutches, going across the finish line 2 days after everybody else, and she gets more attention than guys that have real stories out there, guys and girls that have real stories out there.
I know who she looks like.
Okay.
E-Rock.
I believe.
She looks like Zoe looks like E-Rock with different hair. Look at him behind.
Like Mr. Potato Head.
Oh my
hair.
God, yeah.
The same blue eyes. Look up, E-Rock. Let me see that blue, those baby blues. That's who she looks like.
Oh,
yeah.
She bothers us because she looks like E-Rock and she's faster.
She's Z-Rock.
One last thing, guys.
And I guess she's doing her job though, because I was watching the news yesterday and they're like, and we'll tell you who was the last to finish the New York City Marathon, and I went to myself, Zoe.
I wish somebody would just wait and be slower than her.
Well, I guarantee she slows down because her thing is to be last every year. And if it's your thing to be last every year, then are you really doing anything that special?
Well, who could be slower, really? I mean, who unless it's so obvious, she's putting along at 0.9 miles an hour.
They also showed Katie Holmes because they made a big deal about Katie Holmes, running the New York City Marathon. They got footage of her using an iPod or some kind of iPod device, which is illegal now. They banned the using of iPods and heads and earbuds to listen to music during the New York City Marathon. But she was allowed to do it.
Why? What was the reasoning behind that?
Because I guess it takes away from it being a sport where you're just kind of out for a leisurely stroll. This is supposed to be like an athletic competition.
Yeah, well,
there's a
for
lot
the Kenyans.
Yeah, I mean, why do they care? Maybe for her, they don't want to be bothered with people talking to her because they'd be bothering her.
And the other thing, because they made a big deal about her running the thing because she's famous, they have footage of her walking.
Yeah.
As soon as you start walking more than a couple hundred yards
You're
during
not running a marathon.
They should kick you off the course.
Kick you off.
They should. I was a runner back in the day. There's a lot of real runners that train their asses off. They're not getting the attention of, like Katie Holmes did. They're not getting the attention of Zoe. You know, you got our boys that I guaranteed were running with fake limbs. Where are their inspirational stories? I'd rather read about that. I know it's wrong to hate some lady that's just...
No, it's not. It's right.
Crutching her way year after year across the freaking finish line.
Love you guys. Love you.
If she does it in under a day, I'll respect her. She shaved a half hour off of last year's time. How have you dropped 20 pounds? It's amazing. MS, it stands for My Snacks. She can't stop shoveling them in her fat face.
For someone that's, quote, run 20 New York City marathons, boy...
Oh, she looks awful. Is that the only movement she does all year? She sits in a chair and eats all year and then just gets up and walks for 28 hours and then sits back down.
That's what her name was, Edie McClurg.
Yeah. That's it.
Edie,
She's got the big Edie McClurg head.
Can we get that clip from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Yeah, that's her.
Now that we talked about it. Hey, Nick, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Good show.
Yeah, thanks, Nick.
Yeah, you guys got to be pulling my leg about this Tom Brady thing.
We just read the AP story. We're going to have more as the morning goes on here. All we're knowing is Tom Brady suspended for 4 games by the NFL, and when we get more info, we'll pass it along to you.
And the only leg we're pulling is Zoe's.
Yeah.
We're going to pull that.
Jimmy was very emotional when Zoe crossed the finish line at the New York City Marathon. We talked about this earlier.
I was, because she has a perm like John Candy. In Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Every year, she has to be last. She has MS, and this is her 20th marathon. And she finished last. Again. And the news is going to report it like they don't know this person. They know this person. She does this every year.
The winning time of the New York City Marathon was not the 2 hours, 9 minutes of the first finisher. It was 28 hours and 45 minutes. Why? Because that is when Zoe Koplowitz finished. The last person across the line, but she should be taken first because Zoe has MS and was walking with crutches the entire time. She's completed this journey 20 straight years. She is a champion by any measure.
No, she's not. She lost.
And she's an attention seeker. Why don't you just please admit that? There are guys with real stories and women with real stories that ran that race, and you don't get to see them on the news year after year after year. Because guess what? They're not looking behind them to see, oh, someone's slower than me. I better slow down. Someone that finishes the race every year last, that means they have it in their head, I got to do some things to make sure I'm last every year. I'm sorry.
She looks like a fat Nathan Lane, and I don't like her face. Zoe's face gives me the willies.
Yeah. Zoe.
That's right. I'm picking on MS Zoe. What is she going to do about it? Nothing.
I know it's not popular to say this stuff, but
Sure
it
it
just
is.
bothers me.
Who cares?
Everyone hates her.
I know there were guys that ran the race with 2 artificial legs. Where's their attention? They didn't make sure they're last, so then the news would cover them. You want more tire or what?
I don't know. Zoe's
now I'm mad like Anthony. Or what?
Why are you yelling?
I don't know. I just don't know.
It's just everybody start yelling about nothing.
I think because Zoe bothers us.
We hate Zoe. We want Zoe to fall down.
That's why this show's different, though. We take inside this stuff. Like, think about Zoe, right? She is doing... She's doing the New York City Marathon. Think about it for a second. If she comes in second to last, no attention. So she's sitting there, walking on the course, looking behind her to make sure she's still last. And there's probably people that are even slower. And now she's got to slow down and start itching her leg and adjusting this and that just to get back into last place.
Pants
and that
must have smelled like a slaughterhouse as she crossed that finish line. Yeek.
And people would say, so what? And they're probably right, but I don't know. All right, here we go. Homeless man breaks into church to use phone to call phone sex hotline.
Guys, let's handle this one with dignity.
A homeless man is accused of dialing up trouble at a Rockland County church. Police say he broke in at least twice to use a church phone to call a sex hotline. Tony Aiello has a story.
Elam Alliance Church prides itself as a place that welcomes everyone. But James McNair pushed the limits of hospitality and allegedly broke the law in the process.
He broke into a church over in Valley Cottage to use the phone there to call a sex hotline.
Sergeant Bauman says he's never seen anything like it in all his years. It started on Friday when McNair, a homeless man, allegedly picked the lock and entered the church. The church treasurer stopped by, found McNair in the office on the phone, and told him to leave, but she didn't call the cops.
Who gives a crap?
It's amazing.
Homeless guys. Who cares?
Yeah, what is this?
What is this about?
It's not real news. The man made a cummy. What's wrong with the man making a cummy? Paddington wants to know.
Why?
All right, well...
When the church treasurer stopped by Monday, she found McNair again inside the church building. This time he was down in the basement, in an area used as a children's nursery, and he was again on the telephone. This time she alerted the cops, who determined McNair used the phone to call phone sex hotlines, like the ones that advertise in certain newspapers. Local residents are shocked and disgusted.
It's sad. Very sad. Very sad.
What's sad
Can't say anything you can use on TV. What can I do?
Can I say...
What's sad about this? No one's in the church at the time.
Can we stop talking to local residents?
Yo,
That's what the
what do
news
they
needs
know?
to do. Fuck the residents. Who gives a fuck what they... Jews are upset. Who cares? You think that place is it's a carnival house anyway. What do you care? The fucking Catholic Church? You have more respect when you're on a roller coaster or in a fun house. It was disgusting. The fact they leave him hanging there, they think he's the son of God. Oh, the man may come. Good for him. Good for the man. I hate local residents.
Local residents.
Why can't I ever be asked? How do you feel about that? Well, I think it's great because that guy's big, delicious cock wasn't getting enough attention.
His big, delicious cock not getting enough attention.
Have you ever lived on the street? There's not a lot of good pussy to choose from.
Exactly. What are you supposed to jerk off to? Fucking a Michelob bottle? Fucking garbage? A roach on your shoe? At least you wasn't looking at the Virgin Mary jerking off. At least you had the decency just to use the phone in the rectory.
Yeah. And the phone has nothing to do with the church.
No.
That man-made
phone
invention way past the whole Bible thing.
Just a phone.
He was in a priest's office. You could see the one with the 30,000 highlights magazines stacked up in the corner.
Very sad.
Can't say anything you can use on TV. What can I say?
Hold on, let me say. I'll say. Cunt, fuck, piss, pussy, shit. What, sir?
The guy had a complete inability to convey anything without cursing.
What's your take on that? Can I say it? Say anything. That fucking cunt, how could he stroke his cock where fucking Christ is hanging with his dick and balls showing? Can you use that on TV? The guy was stroking his cock saying fuck and piss and pussy and eat my asshole. Can you use this on
What time will this air?
Yeah, what time is this going to be on? Nothing you could use on TV.
I just want to tell my family.
Are you a cable network? The FCC things are different for them.
I want to let my family know.
I'm going to be on the news.
Jesus Christ, I just want to finger my own asshole to this story. Can't use none of this on TV. Because I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire. You can't see me in a mirror or on television. I'm not going to curse, but I'm of the vampire ilk. None of this on TV.
Nothing you could say on TV.
Well, let me get a shot anyway.
Nothing you could use on TV because I won't sign a release because the Jews run the media. All right, good. Thank you.
Local residents.
I hate local residents. They're always disgusted. How come they're never happy a pedophile moved in? Thank God, because that guy's a good painter. I want to see if he'll help with my living room.
Yeah, I don't have kids. Fuck it. I don't care what he does.
Who cares?
Fuck
At least I know he won't be hitting on my wife.
At least I know my kids will behave.
Exactly. I'll send them over to fucking Uncle Larry's. I hate the local flavor. Local residents did exactly what you thought they'd do. They said they didn't like it, and that's why we videotaped them. Jesus. Local residents are cunt bags. Can't once a local resident be happy? Thank God someone's jerking off on that phone. We talked to the man who installed it, and he was disgusted. Was he?
Was he really?
Was he really? No, I can't get over it. And local residents, they've never fucking spoken English before. Dad, I don't know. I mean, what are you going to do? It's just bad.
Bad things to the church phone.
Let's hear the local resident.
Party. Oh, I can't wait. The one is so dismayed she can hardly get it out. God love her.
Very sad.
Can't say anything you can use on TV. What can I say?
Obviously nothing you can use on TV.
My understanding that he's homeless. Obviously doesn't have a phone, so he had to find a phone, and this was the place that he found the phone.
McNair has
Hold
a
on,
home now.
The guy didn't say phone enough. The homeless, he didn't have a phone, so where's he going to find a phone? He had to come here and find a phone. I mean, I'm not trying to phone in the interview. I mean, I don't want to be phony. I mean, don't play on my phonetics. I'm not saying it properly. Right. We get it. It's a phone.
Phone guy.
Enough about the phone.
Enough about the phone. Right. He tried to talk into a tin can with a string and jerk off to that.
Oh, sorry, Jimmy.
Find the phone. It was the phone.
Yeah, where's the phone? We couldn't find the phone. We had no idea what to do with the phone. We get it. I think it's funny that the homeless guy didn't sleep in the church. He just kicked his feet up on the desk and fucking scrapped the load. If that doesn't tell you all you need to know about what men are about. He could have eaten. He could have stolen jewelry. He just wanted to scrap a load. And pesky fucking nun came in. Well, if that doesn't kill your rod. That fucking Alan Alda with a fucking nun hat on. Whatever she looked. Yes. Stroking your cock.
Let's hear the guy work phone into his answer here.
My understanding that he's homeless. Obviously doesn't have a phone, so he had to find a phone, and this was the place that he found the phone.
McNair has a home now, the Rockland County Jail, where he's held without bail due to prior felony convictions.
Wow.
The church is now working with Verizon to remove those charges from the phone bill.
That's fucking hilarious.
There you go. The Catholic Church has a billion trillion dollars, and they need to have that removed.
Yeah. I looked at the Verizon guys that have to come in. I can step on a load over here. I can step on a load over here. Can you hear me coming over here? Yeah. All right. Another load joke. Good. That's good. One trick pony. Load. Switch inflection.
Phone,
load. Phone, load, phone. I don't know why.
Go to the Senate. Here's a fine story coming in about a drug deal gone bad.
It happened at this home near the SIUE campus. Authorities said 3 people went here to buy $400 worth of marijuana. Instead, 2 of the people stole the drugs and ran, leaving a 19-year-old behind.
The offenders began to torture, I guess you'd say, and beat the victim.
He said 23-year-old Rosario James and 20-year-old Jordan Salas tortured the 19-year-old trying to get their drug money. It started out with hot cookies that were baking in the oven. Too hot to touch, but not too hot to injure.
They were extremely hot, and several of them were placed on the victim's shoulder and chest, burning him severely.
So hot they caused second-degree burns.
The injuries sustained by the victim were serious.
Yeah, delicious. He's serious. He's been downgraded to yummy.
You had to play that after that shit video?
Yeah. Guantanamo Bay is thinking about using the cookie treatment now.
Yeah.
Screw that waterboarding crap.
That isn't quite the shower scene from Scarface with the chainsaw. You know, not quite. Boy, what scumbags. They took the drugs and ditched the third guy? Is that what happened?
Ditched him?
Yeah, they left a 19-year-old behind.
It sounds like they grabbed the drugs.
Hot cookies for you.
Well, they continued. You want some cookies, Frank?
They're going to do it at Guantanamo Bay, but the cookies are all going to be shaped like working, happy women. Nothing? No? Trying to be clever and I just bored everybody? All right.
You think I care what Betty Crocker says?
Mrs. Spears can suck my cock.
Because famous Amos says so?
Say hello to my snickerdoodles. Fuck that fucking Efferman brothers.
I'm not gonna shoot these Keebler Arabs. Manolo, you shoot these fucking Keebler Arabs.
Fucking Freihoffer fucks.
Oh, for a chipwich, I'm gonna carve him up real nice.
Say hello to my little Lorna Doone.
All right, cookie jokes.
All right.
Yeah, well, they continue to torture the kid.
But the torture was just beginning.
Oh, no.
Detectives said the suspects used a fraternity-type paddle to strike the teen some 15 times on his backside. Then they gave him a haircut.
That couldn't have been a good haircut.
And a wet willy and our Indian bird.
Yeah, what immature drug dealers.
I know.
Then with the cookies. I don't know. What do you want to do next? I don't know. Let's paddle them.
Then they went, and he confessed.
And a horrible finale to the torture. They wrote dick on his head and sent him home.
Or he fell asleep and they took photos with their penis by his face.
They made me carry a marshmallow in my butt. Linger longer.
Fucking Rob's getting too comfortable in here.
Well, I figure it's my last time.
Yeah, no more Mr. Nice Guy. You have nothing to lose now. I hate this.
Backside. Then they gave him a haircut.
They had electric clippers. His hair was maybe 2-3 inches long, and they cut it to the skin, just in a zigzag pattern on his head.
And finally, authorities revealed the two suspects poured a bottle of urine over the victim's head. James and Salas are enrolled at SIUE, and their fellow students were stunned by the charges.
I think it's a horrible situation.
Well, it sounds like a bad situation from the start, which never should have happened. So, I mean, whatever happened after that it should have never happened in the first place.
This is our new bit we're trying to develop. It's Jimmy's new bit, where they have to talk to the local residents.
Anybody's. The worst fucking...
Yeah, but no one has ever acknowledged how dumb that
They don't
that
contribute
is.
anything.
Right.
What are they going to say? That was a good move. But it's really annoying, actually, because this is not exactly a Colombian drug fucking incident.
Obviously.
They pouring urine on his head. It's like a quiet evening at home with you.
Yes. Wacky haircut.
That would have been considered an apology by the drug dealers.
And then they turned his TiVo off so he couldn't watch his favorite programs. Faggot drug dealers.
Sent him to bed without supper.
They shaved my eyebrows and made me make prank phone calls.
Then they made fun of his favorite band.
Yeah, they really are bad at the drug dealing torture
thing. They put a
thing.
sign that said, "Kick me" on his back.
They really didn't want to commit to the whole real violent, cut him up or punch him in the face. Cookies, a haircut, a spanking.
And they stopped because they had to get
urine.
home for curfew.
Yeah, it was getting dark out.
And then they placed store-bought cookies on his back, and it did nothing, so they cooked some. Boo. Boo.
Boo. Your finger went up. I knew you were in trouble.
Boo. Boo.
All right, let's see what happened to Grandma.
Oh, is he an idiot?
Grandma was at a casino, and this is what happened.
She gambled and won, but she says she lost her dignity in the process. Great-grandmother from Mount Vernon is filing suit for allegedly being strip-searched at the Yonkers Raceway Casino.
65-year-old Myrna Jones says she is appalled at the way she was treated.
And I just felt humiliated, embarrassed.
That's a woman?
I don't know. Sounds like Tippy Tom.
I felt humiliated.
I hope anyone strip searches me at 65.
Who the hell is strip searching this?
I'll tell you what happened.
What happened?
They thought she was doing something wrong, like she was smuggling chips or something, because she sneezed and her pantyhose filled up with coins.
We got a winner.
Jones says she was playing $1 slot machines and won $80, but the machine did not spit out a paper winner's slip, so she called security, and they called a mechanic to open the machine. Meanwhile, she says she was taken to a room and interrogated by a man whom she says turned out to be a plainclothes state trooper, who then accused her of hiding the winning slip in an apparent scam to get another.
He said, on the camera it showed that you put the ticket in your bra. I said no. I said, if you seen me on camera, you seen me take out $1, put it in the machine. I'm playing 2 machines.
All right, a little taste of reality here. You'd think this guy wanted to strip search you, Grandma?
Yeah.
Just doing his job. So. If it was a hot 19-year-old with a little belly shirt and stuff, then then there would be a problem. This guy's like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to freaking do this. You didn't want to do that.
So what did the strip search entail?
But since a first look at the machine did not turn up the ticket, she says she was ordered into a room where a security woman conducted a strip search.
I pulled off the sweater, I unhooked my bra, and she told me to pull up my shirt. They kept me down there for almost 2.5 hours, then they came and they said they found the ticket. I said, well, where was the ticket? He said it was in the machine.
Jones is seeking an undetermined amount of damages, saying she was humiliated and wants to prevent it from happening to anyone else.
Yeah, well, the search E was also humiliated.
Searcher.
The searcher.
I agree with Joan on this one.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For a casino to strip search you for a ticket when they misread a camera, I absolutely agree with her.
That is a little extreme, especially for the amount.
Yeah, how much was it?
$80, was
it? $80. I thought it was like a $1 million ticket. All right, I'm with you guys, too.
Yeah,
$80. Jesus.
A Yonkers casino.
The old dummy have it.
See how I swim walk backwards out of that one?
Whoa.
And saved myself?
Who knew
I thought it was $1 million ticket, Jimmy. Of course they shouldn't have strip searched it for $80.
Who knew there was a casino in Yonkers?
I know.
Yeah, there's it's at the Raceway. It's not like they don't have table games or anything. They just have slot machines and video poker.
Oof.
And, of course, the ponies.
Well, New Zealand denies immigration to UK wife because... Anyone? Why would they deny immigration?
Cripple?
She's married to a black guy? Racial?
You say cripple?
Yeah.
She has AIDS?
You say AIDS or married like a interracial couple thing?
She's too fat.
Exactly.
Really?
Wow, nice.
How great is New Zealand?
Oh, you gotta love them.
They don't want the fatties.
Get me a map. I want to see where this New Zealand is. What? I know it's like way over there. That's all I know.
Yeah.
And I think it's like south, right?
It's near Australia.
It's kind of in that same area. They're getting away with murder down there because they're in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
New Zealand immigration officials are keeping a UK wife from joining her husband down under because they say she is too fat. British citizens Rowan and Richie are living apart as she tries desperately, are you ready for this, to shed the pounds needed to comply with New Zealand guidelines that immigrants maintain a healthy BMI or body mass index.
Maybe because they don't want somebody that fat coming in and just racking up a bunch of health costs.
Being a burden on their society.
But this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll try to do that in America and see what happens. Logically, it makes sense, Jimmy, but you can't say that anywhere else in the world.
Fatty groups saying it's discrimination.
The New Zealand Immigration Service requires all applicants to undergo a complete medical examination, which includes body size measures like waist circumference. They call it waist circumference.
Like a planet.
The regulations were supposedly put into place for budget reasons. The country's health care system cannot afford to open its doors to overweight immigrants. Very good. A spokesman for blah, 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 blah. Rowan is alone at home and still struggling with her weight. She's on a treadmill every day trying to shed the pounds.
Still struggling.
How much does she how embarrassing, but how much does she weigh, did they say? It'd be funny if she was 170. She wasn't even that bad.
Stay out, fatty. 170.
What sucks about the news? Why wouldn't they tell you how fat she is? In an interview with the paper, Richie admitted his wife is having trouble losing the weight, a difficulty which may force the couple to abandon their overseas plans and stay in the UK for good. And
UK, you cow. Too bad. Spell the C.
They've set Christmas as their deadline.
Oh, that's good. Around the holidays, nobody.
Yeah.
She's probably on a treadmill with a ham in her hand, like just a ham with those little. What are those little cloves my mother used to put in the ham?
Yeah, cloves. Little cloves.
Let's go.
Spitting them out.
Hey, also, we got Michael Vick. He turns himself in to begin jail sentence on his dogfighting case.
Good for him.
He went in early because it's so funny because he went in early and they're like, oh, that's showing some guilt and responsibility.
Oh, that's nice.
No, it's not. It's showing that he looked at the calendar and said, all right, if I go in now, there's a very good chance I could be playing football.
Right.
When football season, rolls around.
He'll probably miss. Will he miss this season and next season?
Yeah, but I think he's trying to only miss one season. I think he got together with his lawyers and they said, look, if you go in now, there is a slight possibility we could get you back on that football field. He's not doing it because he's taking responsibility. He's thinking about his future.
Just getting it over with.
Everything people do, it's only thinking about damage control for yourself and how you can get back. There's never any sincere apologies in this world. It just doesn't happen that way. People don't think that way.
No.
So when you see somebody do something like this, it's not because he's thinking, oh, it was bad. You're absolutely right. He's thinking, if I go in now, I could time this out right.
So he's going in like 30 days early, and then you got A-Rod winning his third MVP. Ugh. Hate A-Rod.
Did he win it unanimously? They said he might win unanimously. 26
of 28 first-place votes, Jimmy.
Who else did they vote for?
And he's another guy saying that he has unfinished business in New York, and that's why he re-signed with the Yankees.
Unfinished business.
Such crap. Unfinished business. Please.
Nice chunk of change.
And yes, he had unfinished $275 million to collect. That's unfinished business. There's $275 million on the table. I have some unfinished business. Take it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a douche, and he's not a postseason performer. I would take Reggie Jackson and his, 260 average and dropping balls in right field. I would be better in right field if I just used my mouth to catch the flies than Reggie was.
But, Jimmy, Reggie Jackson's quite old.
I'd still take him. You know why? Because he performed in the postseason. He wasn't a choking bum.
Yeah.
He wasn't a choking bum.
With A-Rod, he's so consistently bad in postseason. It's ridiculous.
And Jeter, you know what? For all my dislike of Jeter, the guy postseason, fantastic.
Yeah.
He has just come up big year after year after year. Rivera, with the exception of a few blown.
Wow.
Big.
What a deal he just got.
Yeah, good for him. $45 million. They're also paying him for his past achievements, I think.
Let's go to Rick in Atlanta.
Was he being shortchanged for a while?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course he was.
Let's go to Rick in Atlanta. I didn't mean to interrupt, but Rick, go ahead. You're on the Opie and Anthony show.
Yeah, man, I saw that Hitler balloon on the CNN News.
Yeah, we just saw it on local TV here.
Yeah, they were promoting, talking about it.
Hitler balloon, part of the parade this year, the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah, how big do y'all think the riots are going to be up there?
I don't know.
Ain't gonna be no riots, but there's gonna be like the graphic said, outrage.
Yeah,
outrage
in that awful red. I was gonna say font, which isn't the right.
It's
of
just
course.
A red outrage. You look at it and go, I'm outraged.
The font is uncomfortable,
and the way it was pulsating was annoying me.
Right.
It was outrageous. But this one, I don't know. If they,
well, hey,
I can't see them going through with this, but.
Well, there's more to it, obviously.
Deals with what?
We're trying to get to the bottom of the Hitler balloon. Hey, Tyson, this is the story. It's quick about him going to jail for a day.
There wasn't much of a knockout scored against Mike Tyson. He was sentenced on drug charges. The former heavyweight champ was ordered to serve just a single day in prison. He could have gotten 4 years. Tyson pled guilty to cocaine possession and driving under the influence in Arizona. Iron Mike begins his sentence tomorrow. His lawyers say he has passed 29 drug tests and is attending drug and alcohol meetings.
There you go.
So that's how he skated? What, saying he's going to attend meetings? And...
He skated because he's a celebrity.
Yeah.
I'm kidding me? I'm watching this girl on Pal Talk. I'm obsessed because her shirt is open and her bosoms are showing. I'm really very distracted.
Obsessed.
I really am.
The one in the flannel?
Oddball. Yeah, she has a flannel shirt and it's open. And she looks like Valerie Bertinelli, except Valerie never had heavy breasts showing. They look good.
Never was a fan of Valerie Bertinelli.
Oh, she was cute.
Never a fan of that cutesy thing.
It's still nice. That's irrelevant to her breasts.
What were you, more a Mackenzie Phillips guy?
Exactly, Schneider.
Schneider.
Hey, do we have time to do the bar owner or the lotto winner?
I want to hear about the bar owner.
All right, let's do the bar owner. Very interesting story coming in. Did we cover it? We got the A-Rod. Oh, Broncos beat the Titans, Monday Night Football, whatever. 34-20.
As long as no one got hurt.
I'd have picked a Titan over a Bronco, by the way.
I would have, because a Titan would
could crush a Bronco.
Yeah, but Broncos take dumps all over, and Titans would slip in them.
That might have worked. You might have sold me on that.
A Titan would break his shin.
Listen. Here we go. Let's move on to the lotto winner. This is a great story, man. This is a terrific one. Listen to this.
One Florida woman is suing her husband, saying he won the lottery and then left her in the lurch. Donna Campbell says her husband won a $10 million lottery jackpot with several co-workers and kept it a secret. She says he unplugged the televisions in their home and even disconnected the phones so she wouldn't find out. Now, Campbell got suspicious about the windfall when she saw a postcard congratulating him on his new home. That's when she Googled him and saw his name listed as a winner. Campbell says even though her husband has now completely disappeared, she still loves him and just wants a resolution.
Yeah. Right.
Just a resolution, thanks.
Well, that's a rough one, though. You got to kind of share that. When you're married and you win the lottery, that's one you got to split. You can't. That's not one you earned. If you're married and one of you wins the lottery, you got to split it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But you went in with your workmates. And you know.
No, you have to.
No, you don't.
But if she wins, I want half.
I'm not for splitting anything.
I understand that.
This guy disappeared, too. That's hysterical.
He wins.
He just left. And the fact that he's trying old sitcom ways that she doesn't find out, unplugging the TV, where they're perfectly clipped out squares out of the newspaper she was looking at. I wonder what this was. I'm not.
Or just the face cut out and the name blacked out of the winners in the paper.
Yeah. He unplugs the thing and disconnects the phone.
But he doesn't think to check the mail.
Yeah, how about check the mail, idiot? Congratulations on your windfall.
Gotta give him credit, though, for trying, you know?
Yeah.
Just disappearing like that. Where is the guy? Have they found him?
Loose ends.
Listen to the name of this guy. It should make you laugh all day.
Tonight, the owner of a popular Twin City sports bar is accused of attacking a customer. Investigators say a fight over a check got so ugly the customer needed stitches to his genitals. But officers say this isn't the first time the Brooklyn Park bar owner lost his cool. And they told our Caroline Lowe they have the video to prove it. A warning for you, the descriptions you will hear are graphic.
I like hearing that. That is the best when the news does that. It just makes you stop what you're doing, turn around, and pay complete attention to what they're saying.
Meanwhile, they don't say that when they say 2,500 people killed in a cyclone in Indonesia or whatever. They don't warn you that that's a problem to say. But man's scrotum all of a sudden. Easy, folks, get the kids out of here.
This description.
I've seen a lot of dead people from Bangladesh in the last few days. You're right, Jimmy.
They're just garbage. They really are. I love it when reporters just fall.
All right. More to the story here. We need some music, though.
We have a minority gentleman who stopped in here to get something to eat between jobs.
But by the time he left, he was in an ambulance on his way to the hospital.
This is a serious charge. This is a serious incident that happened there.
Police say it all started when the customer and the bar's owner got into an argument.
So it's not like he was drunk and disorderly. There was a dispute over the amount of time it was going to take for his food, and he decided he didn't want to pay for it. And for that, he ends up with these types of injuries.
Investigators say owner Thor Gunderson even tried to stop the man from calling 911 for help.
Son of a Gunderson.
And when they got to the bar, police say they found the customer bleeding and on the ground, restrained by Gunderson and a bouncer.
At the hospital, they determined that he had a injury which was to his scrotum, and that one of his testicles was actually torn loose.
Oh, my God.
Goodness gracious. Of all the dramatic things I've ever seen.
Hello, exactly. Ow.
Wow.
The guy was pretty much half castrated.
I hope someone wasn't asking for a martini with an olive at that given moment.
Excuse me. Can I take that to the hospital?
Oh. Did anybody notice the opening of the story when the guy goes and a minority gentleman stopped? What did that have to do with anything? A minority gentleman, who cared?
Well, usually I would agree with you, Jimmy, but...
was there a reason? Did it have something to do with it?
This is the last part of the story.
Oh.
Yeah, here we go. Here's the...
Police have also heard accusations that Blondie's mistreats African Americans. Now, when we checked a year's worth of police calls to the bar, some customers said they felt racially discriminated against. Gunderson didn't want to talk with us about the allegations. He has been charged with felony assault and interfering with an emergency call. Gunderson's attorney says other witnesses don't agree with the police version of the story, and he says they will present their side in court, not in the media.
Okay, well, that makes me feel silly.
Yeah.
Don't I just feel like a boo?
Opie and Anthony. And you listening. I like that combination. Hey, we were talking about the Munchkins.
Yeah.
We were trying to figure out how old they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're in their 80s and 90s.
How does a little, like bizarre thing like that stay alive that long? Especially when that long ago, they didn't have the type of medicine they need.
Disease ignores you. It just feels too bad for you already. Cancer just skips right over you.
Goes right over your head.
Like, what am I going to spend 5 minutes in this thing?
I want to live a little myself, right?
It's like taking a vacation to an island the size of this room.
Yeah.
How would you do it?
Yeah, little people are supposed to not live a long life. So I don't know what this is about. Maybe we could get a professional on the line to explain this. But the Munchkins, we were doing our show, and who gives a crap about the Munchkins? But they did a little story on TV. They're getting what? A star on the Walk of Fame out there in Hollywood?
The Hollywood Walk of Fame. They're finally getting their due. They're getting a star. I guess all of them together. It's just going to say the Munchkins.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Here's the story. You all right, Jimmy?
Oh, dude. I'm filling up.
Jesus, Jimmy. I guess the shirt just came off the shoulders.
It did.
And Jimmy's preoccupied.
They're just breasts staring at me. They're just begging to be just poked. That's what I do with breasts. I poke them. I don't do anything dirty. I just poke them. I go, ha ha. And I make horn noises.
Oh, the girl is on Pal Talk teasing with a flannel shirt all morning long, and now she's slowly but surely losing the flannel shirt. And it's completely taking Jimmy out of the game right now.
I haven't looked at Pal Talk in a while, to be honest with you. I just occasionally glance.
Yeah.
But this one, because Erock usually has the screen black or some chat he's having, so it's like I don't get to see a lot of breasts.
Well, here we go. The Munchkins finally get their star on the Walk of Fame.
This is something that caught our eye. They are part of American movie lore, the Munchkins, and now they have a star on the Walk of Fame, and 7 of the 9 surviving members sat down with our Andrea Canning.
They are the lovable little people who first captured America's heart.
Why are they lovable just because they're small?
Exactly.
They might be just horrific people in their private lives.
Yeah. Could be wife beaters.
They could easily be wife beaters.
Punching her in the... Well.
Yeah, she has to wear, long dresses instead of, eye makeup because she's bruising her thighs and knees.
I think if you live on this earth as a little person for 90 years, I don't think you're lovable anymore. I think you're a bitter old
grouch.
Oh, man, you have to be.
The grump.
Who first captured America's heart in 1939 in The Wizard of Oz.
Because of the wonderful things she does.
Oh, boy, it's the only line, you dummies.
Oh, they made him do it.
We were just talking about Mr. Whipple and how he has to, say...
please don't squeeze the Charmin.
That's all he had to say.
That was it.
50-some-odd years.
Go
ahead.
That was them doing it in real time, now. They made them. They showed them do it now,
knowing that they're going to mess up their only line that they need to remember.
Yeah, they showed the original, and then they showed the old fogies sitting there and trying to do it. failing
who first
miserably.
captured America's heart in 1939 in The Wizard of Oz.
Because of the wonderful things she does. Today,
these original Munchkins, now in their 80s and 90s, still have the magic.
God damn.
The Yellow Brick Road
Magic? They don't have
led
magic.
them to this yellow carpet on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
All they have is shoes with lifts and embarrassing family photos. That they should be forced to sing that line in a pit bull cage, like three fighting dogs. Last midget standing.
Well,
if I was related to one of those, like, I would just make them wear the costume all the time. They would always have to
walk around with that big lollipop.
Yeah, those little white knickers and shiny shoes. But I don't want to dress like that. It's embarrassing. Shut up or you don't eat.
Big, huge lollipop.
Put all the food up high where you can't get it, stupid.
With a spiral design on the lollipop.
Yeah. You just lick that in a circle till you get dizzy and fall down. I drill my fist into your cheekbone.
How do we hate them?
I want to bully not only an old person, but a munchkin. I want to savagely bully one. Because I'm not a big guy. I'm not a good bully, but one of those I could really push around. Like a finger in the chest. I told you to get me something.
You think it would feel good to boss a little munchkin around?
Not even boss him around. Savagely bully him. Like right now I have my middle and my pointer finger together like one thick finger, and I would poke his chest. I said, get the paper! And I'd make him carry it in his teeth like a dog. And then get my slippers. And then he wouldn't be allowed to watch TV sitting in a chair. He'd have to curl up on the couch like some small pet. And I would just nuzzle his head.
It would be hysterical if they dropped a star on top of them. Oh. I lost the rest of your thoughts. Sorry. All right, here we go.
How does it feel for all of you to finally get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
The best picture ever made. The whole world saw this movie. And now we got our star.
The Wizard of Oz is not only for kids. It has such a meaning to it. Because everybody can have a heart.
No heart?
Everybody can have a brain if they use it.
Oh, wow. You notice how they weren't represented? They should have sent one of them along. If I only had 2 more feet of height. If I only had shoes with lips. And the only reason they're getting a star is because they're the only ones left. Believe me, they'd much rather give it to anyone. If the dog was alive, they'd give it to him before. No. You little embarrassments.
They should just dip their whole bodies in cement at Grumman's Chinese Theater. Just smash their face into it. Here you go. Look, my foot's as big as a munchkin.
Believe me, the studio would rather have dragged out Bert Lahr's rotting corpse and propped that up than to listen to you babble about how you finally got your due 70 years later.
The greatest movie ever made.
Was it?
Exactly.
Because you were in it, dummy.
Better than Apocalypse Now, you self-centered little nothing. Give you a kick right in your small liver. That's what I want to do to one of them. Poke his chest and then spin karate kick his little liver. His little innards. I want to bully a munchkin. You can imagine.
Their petition for a star was denied until Hollywood heavyweights Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, and Ted Turner spoke up.
We're up to see the wizard.
For the most part, Hollywood is now a memory for this tight-knit group, but the Emerald City is never far away.
The Emerald City? Do you mean heaven because they're all old? You might be right. What do you mean the hospice? Is that Emerald City? Where they're going to be rotting, trying to tell some orderly raping them what movie they were in? Hey, don't do that. I was... all you see is that Luther Vandross fist crashing in that little face.
Ow! Oh, stop! Oh, but I was... I was a munchkin! Oh! Ow! Oh!
Oh, they're awful.
We represent the... Ow! I'm just trying to sing and remember when I was happy.
Oh, they're being brutalized with a sock in their mouth so they can't holler.
Ow! Ow!
Just a bad dream, little boy. little teeny fellas.
Freak.
Why wouldn't they give him a star? I like the fact that Hollywood just kept saying no.
No.
They probably should have. They are pretty famous. I mean, that's a pretty
Yeah, I mean, even at 80 and 90 years old, you recognize them.
But they're no different than any of the other ones. You could have put up 5 midgets there that were from Utah and had never seen the movie. I go, isn't that cute? They're still alive. I would have no idea.
Yeah, how do we know it's the actual
we don't.
midgets from the movie?
No, their family doesn't even recognize them. No one knows. They just have big ears, and you kind of look away.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Very good for them.
What about the Oompa Loompas? Why don't they get something?
They get nothing.
Because they're dark?
Yeah.
Probably.
It's racism.
If I was an Oompa Loompa, I'd be pretty mad today. Where's my star?
Hold on, I can't see the screen because it's black again.
By the way, that's when they remade Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, whatever the hell they ended up calling it, instead of Willy Wonka. That's what ruined the freaking movie.
What?
They had one Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, it was just one guy
that they made, they superimposed as many.
Why?
I don't know. That was so stupid. That was
that's...
Huh?
I hate this song.
Another puzzle for you.
Yes.
Oompa, Doompa dee dee. If you are wise, you'll listen to me.
Doompa dee dee. Guess who drank when she was pregnant with me?
Of all the dramatic things I've ever seen.
Wow. Poor Oompa.
Goodness gracious!
Oompa Loompa, Oompa dee dee. My chromosome count is short by 3.
Boozy, boozy, bob, city bob.
Oh, Jesus.
And we also do Feel Good Story Monday, just to make everyone feel good about themselves.
Did we do that?
No, but I got one.
All right.
So we can get this out of the way. It's Feel Good Story Monday.
We should have a Feel Good Story a song or an intro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, we could work on that.
Maybe they could get on that. Something that just feels good. Up.
Opie goes, yeah.
Uplifting.
Yeah. No, we could do that. Here's your Feel Good Story for this fine Monday.
Tonight, NBC2 exposes an extreme case of abuse. This paralyzed woman punched in the face.
I don't want my mom suffering at all. My mom's my everything.
NBC2 talks to the abused woman and her family. And wait till you hear why this wheelchair-bound woman was smacked.
There you go.
All right. See, Feel Good Story is kind of taking a turn into a new direction, I'm noticing.
No, this is a feel good story. Like I said, it makes you feel good about yourself.
Oh, that you're not wheelchair bound getting smacked in the
Right.
face.
See, my logic in the whole feel good story thing is that there's always someone out there that is worse than you.
Worse off, yeah.
And it makes you feel better about your situation.
Now it makes perfect sense.
Are you dizzy from spinning?
Now I feel better.
Although the 16-year-old can wipe away her tears, she can't wipe out the image of her parents fighting Sunday night.
He got on top of her and then he punched her in the face.
Yasmin then called 911. She says she and her 3 younger sisters witnessed the attack in the front bedroom. Collier County Sheriff deputies say a drunk Sanchez punched his wife because he didn't want what she cooked for dinner.
Is that a different one? Is that one I haven't heard of yet?
You gotta give me a warning, man. You almost missed
Sorry.
You almost missed the punchline of the story. What were you saying, the drunk Sanchez?
Yeah, I was just wondering if he needed a shower, or he was clean, or, well.
Well, we can invent one called the drunk Sanchez, because listen to why he punched her.
Okay.
Collier County Sheriff deputies say a drunk Sanchez punched his wife because he didn't want what she cooked for dinner, vegetable soup.
He didn't like it, whatever, that day.
Point.
And that's what got him even more mad.
Man shouldn't have to come home to vegetable soup. Belting his paralyzed wife.
He punched his paralyzed wife because she made soup for him.
She made soupy.
Oh, vegetable soup does stink.
Really is bad.
I'm not a fan of vegetable soup.
Especially if it's cheapo condensed where you add the water.
But you know what funny is that he jumped on top of her She's just there. She can't move or push him off.
She makes vegetable soup because that's pretty much all she can probably make because she's paralyzed and she's trying to do the right thing.
The final insult was when he said, "I don't want any you soup."
But the sad thing is, Eustolia couldn't do anything to protect herself. She's paralyzed from the waist down, the result of a car accident in 1993.
Oops.
Eustolia says after surviving 18 years of marriage to Sanchez, nothing really scares her anymore.
She said there has been occasions where, she does fear whatever, but then he just kicks her out of the house or something, and it's really nothing.
Yaxmine says she's grown up watching her dad drink his life away. Now she wants him out of her mom's life for good.
Leave. Get out of my house.
She enticed me my entire life.
Rolls a wheelchair into the door. I love that scene.
We got she enticed me? So bad.
She enticed me.
In my entire life. Here it is. This is our favorite.
She did.
This is our favorite guy ever.
She enticed me, and she would ridicule me.
This is the guy. We don't have time. We ran out of show, unfortunately. This is the guy. He killed his wife, right? And then he calls 911 to tell him that there's a dead body in the house. And the 911 operator's like, well, is she dead? And he goes, hold on, I'll check. And you hear him leave the phone, but you can still hear him in the background. And he goes, hey, are you alive?
He goes, you dead yet?
Or are you alive? And then he comes back to the phone and goes, nope, she's dead. This guy.
She enticed me.
She enticed me.
You could just hear it in his voice.
Enticed me.
And he was as calm as could be. Like, all right, well, here's my address. Come
he
get
was
me.
Happy.
He knew he was going to jail. He didn't care.
He probably, sat down, ate some biscuits, called 911.
And it's funny, but this happened overnight. We got a fine little news story that helps out Ant's little cause here. Listen to this.
Well, the man known as the Ninja Burglar strikes again. As Arthur Chien reports, after a 2-month break, the thief is back to terrorizing homes in Staten Island.
Well, they're scared. I mean, it doesn't matter where you live. You live on a mountain or a beautiful home. He's still going to get in.
2 more homes, this time in Toad Hill, have been struck, beginning with this mansion on Louise Lane, where a family with young children were home sleeping at the time. Then police say the burglar hit another home nearby on Ocean Terrace, slipping into a rear sliding door.
See?
This is your fear, right?
That's
right here.
And I don't get people that, leave their crap open. Shut your windows.
They leave their doors unlocked in Canada.
I because sometimes it's hot, so I leave my window open in my bedroom. You kook. I was so paranoid in Brooklyn when I lived there. First of all, pain in the ass to even get a shotgun. Never mind a pistol in the New York City limits. And then I had a fire escape coming right up to my window. Hello, just walk right up. Just walk right up. There's a stairway there, bad guy.
You're so paranoid. I keep my windows open all the time.
Hey, good luck to you. Well, you're on the 80th floor or something.
The 40th floor.
Whatever it is.
They have to be Spider-Man to get to me.
Yes, Spider-Man burglar.
It's arbitrary, though, man. It's just arbitrary for them to show up at your house.
Yeah.
That's life, really.
Yeah, and my way of dealing with that is with heavy weaponry.
Let's find out more about the Ninja Burglar here.
The few who have seen the felon describe him as a ninja burglar. While the Ninja Burglar has stayed off the radar for 2 months, police believe he is now back and fearless. In 13 of the 18 incidents, the home was occupied, yet he still got away with cash, jewelry, and cell phones.
You always worry. You always feel that somebody intruded your privacy, which is very bad.
It's just very bad.
You always feel like somebody intruded, and then you live with that for the rest of your life.
Right. Well, the boys took that audio and played the beep game with it.
The beep game, okay.
We love the beep game. Same audio, you just throw a few beeps in there, and it sounds a little different.
All right.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
Might want to slow down your car a little bit.
Well, the man known as the Burglar strikes again. As Arthur Chien reports, after a 2-month break, the is back to terrorizing homes in Staten Island.
Well, they're scared. I mean, it doesn't matter where you live. You know, you live on a mountain or a beautiful home.
2 more homes, this time in Toad Hill, have been struck, beginning with this mansion on Louise Lane, where a family with young children were home sleeping at the time. Then police say the hit another home nearby on Ocean Terrace.
Why is Patrice shaking his head? That's not doctor. There's just a beep in there.
It seems to be a beep.
There's just a beep in there.
Yeah, over...
if you're shaking your head now, you're going to shake it a little more after this next
All right.
clip. It gets even better.
The few who have seen the felon describe him as a nigger. While the nigger has stayed off the radar for 2 months, police believe he is now back and fearless. In 13 of the 18 incidents, the home was occupied, yet he still got away with cash, jewelry, and cell phones.
You always worry. You always feel that some intrude your privacy, which is very bad.
Oh, my God. Well, all right. That kind of changes the story a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, we're looking for some honest women to call the show. We're going to seg into something else in a minute or two here. Honest women. We're looking for the desperate housewives, the cougars out there.
Cougars?
Because we got a great cougar story that we're going to get to in a second. But
some compliments coming in. Hats off to the mulatto twink, Sam, for that one. Mulatto twink. Of course, that's Steve from Bayshore.
Yeah, Travis, Bronx, what's up?
Hey, I don't think Anthony's crazy. It just sounds like he's trying to start his own A-team.
Ooh, the A-team.
That's not a bad idea.
They never killed anybody, the A-team. It was just rolled over Jeeps, and they showed the people getting out, and they were okay. They'd fire 8,000 rounds out of machine guns and never really hit anybody.
By the way, this is a bit unorthodox, but people are actually yelling encore, encore for the beep game.
Wow.
All right. It's very rare that you get an encore. We'll play the second track.
Mm-hmm. The few who have seen the felon describe him as a nigger. While the nigger has stayed off the radar for 2 months, police believe he is now back and fearless. In 13 of the 18 incidents, the home was occupied, yet he still got away with cash, jewelry, and cell phones.
You always worry. You always feel that some intrude your privacy, which is very bad.
Bunch of interesting stories coming in today. The 9-year-old drug test, dude.
Yeah.
This is a great story,
well,
man.
What else are kids for? You know, they're your kids. What else are they for? To help out. If you want to take a drug test and perhaps you can't stop smoking pot for a few days, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with this guy? That's what your kid is for. Hey.
To help you pass the drug test.
You know, it's not criminal. It's not a criminal thing. I mean, it's an ethical problem, I would think. But they arrested the guy on, child endangerment. Hey, wait till you hear the story.
All right, here it is.
Well, a Long Island man is behind bars for pulling his son out of school to help him take a drug test. Police say that they saw 36-year-old Brandon Constantino of Center Reach and his 9-year-old son acting weird in a deli parking lot yesterday. Now, when they confronted the two, Constantino admitted he made his son urinate in a cup because he needed to pass a drug test for a new job. He's now facing child endangerment and possession of marijuana charges.
You think this guy likes drugs, Jimmy?
I don't think he has an affection for drugs. To make your kid urinate in a jar to protect you, you have to love drugs.
Of course. That's great.
How is it a child endangerment, though? Is a kid doing it in a tub with a toaster in his hand?
I know.
There.
He's just filling up a cup.
And by the way, what a dumb father. How are you going to get away with that? They're probably going to think, what do you eat, Twinkies and Flintstones chewables? This is not your urine.
You're not doing drugs, but you have the chicken pox.
And why not go somewhere else to have the kid do this for you?
How about a bathroom?
Yeah, he's out in the parking lot
Behind
somewhere.
the building. You know
the cops probably thought they were onto something that was really bad.
This guy's got the kid on the hood of the car waving at passersby. Her father holds a little juice bar. Good improv skills.
Juice bar?
Boo.
You know what? That's the second time that happened. This is not set up right today, by the way.
Uh-oh. Someone's head.
The first time I thought it was me, but it's definitely not set up. But anyway, I was thinking as I was listening to that story that we could get away with a lot of crap.
Yeah.
If we didn't act weird.
Like having your 9-year-old son in a parking lot.
But the reason he got caught was because people saw that this guy was acting weird.
Yeah.
If you could just stay cool in these situations and not act weird, you would get away with a lot of stuff in this world. But people panic and start acting weird, and that makes people call the authorities.
That's true. Well, I'll give you that one.
Well, just stop acting weird.
Probably no way to do it not weird, though. Unless you just got to go into a bathroom and say, look, here's what you got to do. Whatever. Tell him, make up a reason why you need the kid to do it, and tell him to keep it under his hat. Or have him do it before he leaves the house in the morning. How forgetful was it? Then again, he's doing drugs. He probably overslept.
True.
Yeah. I want it to be a responsible, smart guy, and he's trying to beat a urine test with a 9-year-old. It's like, this guy has no planning skills at all.
Right.
I got a pregnant woman to do it quickly. What are you doing, stupid?
He's apparently a trucker, I think, and he's going for the test, yeah.
Okay. Hey, the other thing, it is Perv News Thursday. There's a great story. I think it's out of Westchester. There's an old doctor that died.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess they were going through, like, a storage facility.
Yeah, it was a huge storage facility. All they showed was
boxes and boxes.
Child porn.
50,000 35-millimeter slides, yeah.
Slides.
And more than 100 8-millimeter movie reels. That doesn't mean movies. That means movie reels. It was a hidden storage space. I guess it was during a renovation project, and it was in his home. And they set out to find more victims, because this is a guy who once faced child abuse allegations, and they called his collection staggeringly large.
Staggeringly.
And they said
that is big.
Most of these things were made. Kids were between 6 and 15 years old from the 1960s through the 80s.
Groovy.
So they fired this guy. They took away his medical license in the 90s, and he died. Mercifully, he's dead. But they want to find the kids and see if they could contact other people that have copies of this stuff.
Kids. No,
but that's what I'm saying.
Kids, they're in their 50s.
Men and women.
If you're in the 60s making child porn movies, you're like, how old are you now? You're like my age.
You're either over it and working, or you're screwed up.
You're 45.
I don't think there's any fixing that.
You've never recaptured your film glory. You probably went on to a normal life after that.
Yeah.
But you'd be a big star in the movies.
What a creep, though. Just picture him in his house.
Yeah.
With that the slide projector going.
Ugh. With a beep that tells you it's time to move on to the next creepy picture. What was the sound it used to make, those stupid slide?
Oh, the film strip.
Or the film strip.
There's a film strip. Beep. And then you'd have to advance the film strip.
Why didn't you get rid of this crap?
Because he probably didn't. Maybe, I don't know what he died of, but he might not have been thinking of it on his deathbed, or again, maybe he figured, well, maybe I'll pull through and want to watch these again.
People don't like getting rid of their stuff.
Do you really need 50,000 35-millimeter slides?
Well, I mean, I'll say.
Do you need over 100 movie reels?
Maybe you get bored. It's a guy. I mean, I'll say this: that I have 2,000 songs on my iPod, and I get bored. So
yeah.
So I mean, I'll just say that, play devil's advocate.
2,000,
maybe more.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go to VHO.com for hermaphrodite photos. They're
Yeah. Look under the bizarre section, by the way.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful, though.
Oh.
Don't let your cat near the computer.
Oh, Uncle Paul. Did your cat once,
had some problems?
That is such a fucking...
I don't know this story.
I saw it on the ticker on Fox News.
Yeah.
Giant... Fucking Manhattan. I'm waiting at a light, and I see the ticker on Fox News, and I'm reading this story just laughing. Apparently, a guy was in a little bit of a jam-up with some kiddie porn on his computer, and he blamed it on his cat.
His name is, he's 48, and his name is Kenneth Griffin. He was charged with 10 counts.
10?
Of child porn. They found like 1,000 child pornographic images. And he told the detectives he would leave his computer on, and his cat would jump on the keyboard.
Yep.
When he returned, there would be strange material downloaded.
Exactly.
He didn't.
Sometimes my cat right-clicks, save image as.
Yeah, that's just it. It's like, so things are downloaded. And what, the cat then opens up a file, puts the pictures in a file, closes it down. It has to be saved. What is this? This guy is so full of shit.
It's amazing. The cat even knew my password.
look at this grief.
How do you not love this guy?
Oh,
what an asshole.
What a fucking cat. Best excuse ever.
It really
is. Think a jury
Beats out
is
the
gonna...
Pete Townsend excuse.
Yeah, researching a book. Does he think the jury's going to buy that?
Who knows?
His cat? No fucking way.
A pet chimp would be more believable because they're smarter.
Yeah. They can just banging on the keyboard
They don't know
and
any
there's
better.
kitty porn popping up all over the place.
Well, let's try it out. Let's get a cat in here and see if you can find fucking kitty porn.
How funny would it be if you did and a cat knew exactly where to go and he professionally typed in
with his little claws.
Yeah, very
ticka,
carefully.
Ticka with his claws. Ticka.
For whatever reason, cats just dig child porn. I don't know why. They don't know how wrong it is. They think it looks like the kid's having fun. They don't understand the implications. Stupid cats. Cats love child porn. I've been saying that for years. I would find magazines under my cat's litter box.
Oh, some people are saying that they're mistaking it for kitty porn.
God damn it.
That isn't it.
There it is.
Yeah, cats don't understand the D and the T make a big difference.
Yes. You're going to get your owner in big trouble.
This guy from Hot Pog, if the cat downloads it, then why don't you erase it? Why didn't this guy erase the kitty porn?
Well, once it's there, might as well.
The cat locked the file. The cat had file lock. It's a Mac. Cat was the admin on the computer.
Yeah, that cat. Poor guy is there going, I can't change anything. No settings. The cat is the admin.
all the favorites are like fucking cat sites. Purina.com. Fucking litter box sites. It's like, all right, with the cat shit, we get it.
Scratchingpost.org.
Constantly signs petitions to ban declawing. Cat activists. I get it, Jim.
And he downloaded, the cat downloaded 1,000 pictures?
1,000, yeah.
1,000, so it wasn't...
Yeah. They're busy. Cats are very nocturnal, Opie.
That's not even believable if it was only one.
Yes.
You'd have a lot of explaining to do if it was one.
You know those stories where you have a cat or a dog where the owner is dying and they dial 911, and it's like miracle, a dog dialed 911, an emergency was sent over, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. It's not amazing, because you know how many people are dead on the floor with fucking the corner deli being called by the cat or dog, or fucking, just nothing to do with help whatsoever.
It was just a luck thing.
Yeah. Every so often, you're going to get lucky. But let me tell you something. You don't get lucky that your cat downloads 1,000 child pornography pictures. And no one's going to buy it. This guy is so in jail.
And how does a cat keep calm as it downloads picture after picture after picture of those skittish fucks?
He's just wake up, his eyes are all bloodshot in the morning.
Cat's running an antivirus to make sure. Stupid cat. He doesn't know an exe file is bad.
No.
Hey, here you go. Here's some info. The lighter side of the news. It took him 21 years to reach the first million miles and 15 more years to reach the 2 million mark. Gordon averages 85,000 to 100,000 miles per year.
This guy loves driving.
Do you know how much time he spends in that car? His asshole stink must be in the car.
That fucking seat. Imagine sniffing the front seat. Oh, it just smells like roids.
Most of his trips are for auto shows, but he also takes trips across the country just for a good cup of coffee.
Oh, he must just never shut up about that car when he gets out at some fucking Greasy Spoon diner off of Route 66. Sits down. Hey, how you doing? You see that old Volvo out there? You see it?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mine. You know how many miles that has? Guess. Take a guess. I'm trying to eat.
I will give someone $1,000 if they key that car. Nice fucking keying.
That is nice, right? It's all small. Look how small it is.
It is.
It's awful.
It's a little Volvo. Little Volvo.
Oh, he paid extra at the time to have an AM/FM radio put in.
Oh, good thing. So we can listen to it.
He doesn't have air conditioning originally because it was too expensive.
He's got it now?
He's 72 years old.
Jesus.
Does he still have it?
He bought the car in '66 for $4,100. It was a whole year's salary at the time.
Wow. Year's salary.
His license plate says Milne Miller.
Million Miler.
Milne Miller.
Oh, is that what it is?
What's a Milne Miler?
Are you a fan of the vanity plate?
No, not a big fan.
No.
Unless it's blatant.
I hate
Unless
the
it's
ones
easy to figure out.
I hate the ones you gotta fucking rack your brain to figure it out.
Hate being behind somebody like that. And you can't concentrate on anything
Right.
else. You're just trying to figure out what it means.
Can you have a translation above your license plate, make it easy for everybody?
That is annoying.
And his trunk overflows with many car parts he thinks he might need when on the road.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
He's his own little mechanic?
We got any audio from this guy?
Oh, I'm sure he's a blowhard.
He says, I have a feeling I'll be dead long before the car.
No.
Let's hope so. Let's hope it happens at the same time.
Have him buried in it like used cars or put it up on a sign.
Oh, that was so funny.
Used cars, nice.
Put him up on the sign. Hoisted him
Where's
up.
my brother Roy?
That is a good movie.
I don't want to look inside. Just get in the motherfucking car. Fucking Frank McRae.
He's great.
He's hilarious.
In the motherfucking car.
Yeah, when he's falling asleep, he's asleep under a car with a lit blowtorch, and the dog pisses on his face to wake him up. Toby, the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a funny fucking movie.
Yeah.
Man with world's largest willy and security scare at airport. People tweet me.
They thought it was
shit.
They thought his dick was a weapon.
I guess so.
Yeah, that happened to me.
Well-endowed Jonah Falcon, might as well read it, it's here, from New York, was stopped at San Francisco International Airport by eagle-eyed officials. He was extensively frisked and had white powder sprinkled on his pants to check for traces of explosives. After a very noticeable bulge in his clothing was interpreted as a potential biological threat.
A biological threat? It could be. Spraying that seed all over.
Mr. Falcon had was previously featured in an HBO documentary about the size of his manhood, which measures 9 inches limp and 13.5 inches when aroused.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon.
Wow.
He said
Falcon rules.
He said, I had my stuff strapped to the left. I wasn't erect at the time.
Back and to the left.
One of the guards asked if my pockets were empty, and I said yes. I said it's my dick. This is a great article, man. He gave me a pat down, but made sure to go around my penis with his hands.
9 inches limp.
They even put some powder on my pants, probably a test for explosives. I found it amusing. Another guard stopped me and asked if I had some sort of growth.
Yes. Watch it grow. Ooh, boner.
He aroused suspicions on his way to New York. He said, I'm just going to wear bike shorts from now on. That way they'll know. You'd think they would have experience with hung guys before, but I guess not.
Oh, you braggart. It's everybody's got 9 limp.
Dude, when you're on a documentary about your dick, that's why he's not mad. What guy is mad because your cock is so big it's seen as a threat to the Pentagon?
Homeland Security knows about your dick.
Do you know how many times I've tried to point at my cock in line at the airport, hoping that somebody would think it's a weapon, but they don't?
He became famous in 1999 due to the size of his willy. Now, is this the guy we had on the show?
I don't know.
Is he black or white? I mean, it's a stupid question.
It's a white guy, and
Remember
at
that
NEW... We had a guy, but I think that guy was even more than 13 inches. Well, you got to go limp, right? Because he didn't get
tugging on it all the time.
We had a guy come in to our WNEW show in bike shorts.
Yeah.
He had the longest fucking dick ever. And remember,
the top of his knee.
Remember, we brought the girls in, and they were just out of their minds.
They were giggling.
They were laughing at the guy,
they were chuckling and
he takes it very seriously. He got really pissed off. He was not fun at all.
Yeah.
You'd think if you had a big dick, you'd have a little fun with it. He was kind of bummed out that people were giggling at him.
Well,
can you find that picture, E-Rock, or somebody out there has to have it? It was definitely posted.
What's this guy look like, Travis? Jonah, what's his name?
He's just a white guy.
No, this guy Jonah, is he the guy? Is he a white dude?
Yeah. He's a white guy. I'm trying to think if it's the same guy. Because that's about the time we had that guy.
Oh, man, it is him.
Is it him?
That's him.
That's the same guy?
That's him. Yep. That's the guy.
If you could find the time he was in
9 soft
NEW, I remember he had white bicycle shorts.
He was wearing
on.
bicycle shorts, and he got in trouble walking around on the streets.
Right.
They told him to cover up.
And the women were howling.
His fucking big dick through
How
his
can
pants.
they? But you know what? That's a really weird line. Like, you can't say one citizen can wear something another citizen can't because his dick is big.
Citizen.
I don't think he was arrested or anything.
Put away your dick.
They
They told him to.
Look at this. Yeah, that's the guy.
What a tool.
That's the
What
guy.
a huge tool.
But look at his fucking.
That's the guy.
Look, I'm looking. I can't stop looking at his face. What a fat head.
He is really a big fat lunkhead.
That's definitely the guy.
That's him.
He didn't really have fun with it when he was on our
Of course,
show.
it was San Francisco because they probably knew it wasn't. They probably wanted to go over and just poke it.
Oh yeah, poke it, put their mouths on it.
He straps it or no?
No, he just puts it down his pant leg.
Well, Call of Booty O&A, thank you for that.
Call of Booty.
Call of Booty helping us out with that.
It's my
article.
manager getting stopped with his giant dick.
His big dick or balls.
Yeah.
We're not quite sure.
And we definitely know this guy. I would love to see the
that's
NEW pictures if we could find
Yeah,
it.
it's
Someone
him.
out there has them. They were definitely posted on Foundry Music at the time. Foundry Music.
Yeah. Yes.